be too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Journey through fear in the realm of the night. In every word they speak, our hearts ignite with fright. Welcome to the horror show, the Deep Cut Podcast, where nightmares come alive, ready to take their blow. Tune into the chilling delight on the airwaves of the night. Let the darkness grow. Let the darkness grow.
Oh yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and
Evil Dead Inks, and holy shit, it's Ghostface.
I'm totally not the killer.
Seen this movie twice, and that is literally like before rewatching it for review. That is, the wife's like, "What do you remember?" I'm like, "That dude saying holy shit, it's Ghostface," and laughing my ass off both times.
Randy Quaid or Dennis Quaid's son, correct? One of the Quaids.
I did not know he was a Quaid. I saw it in the credits. I'm like, oh, he looks like a Quaid.
I love him. Yeah. I'm a fan of him,
okay.
but I like The Boys, and you have yet to really... I mean, you saw the pilot episode, but you haven't scratched the surface of He's essentially one of the main guys in The Boys, so you fall in love with him pretty quick if you watch that series.
But yeah, it's official. We got done with Scream 4, so now we're going all the way back to 1996 and talking Scream. That's the title of this movie, isn't it?
Yes, for reasons.
Wait, are we doing the one from 2022?
No, we're doing Scream.
Scream
which takes place after Scream 4.
So, if you're putting this catalog style alphabetically in your shelf, say you own all these movies, your shelf is going to go Scream, Scream, Scream
No.
2,
No.
Scream 3, Scream 4, then Scream 6.
I still put it at Scream 5 because...
There's no 5 in this.
I don't think that they did this on purpose, but I think the middle of the M with the extended stabby points is the V. Rocky V. It's 5. But it's literally just the Scream logo.
And therein lies my problem with horror sequels that become middle-aged men and can't just admit their age in public.
It's a
or the
requel,
company
baby.
that's afraid to be like, yeah, we've made of these movies. Just do it. You know why we're here. You know why you made it. You know what you're doing. Just call it Scream 5, Scream 6, Evil Dead 1, 2, 3. Like,
Not a big deal to just put a number by the name.
yeah, I mean, I get it's hip and trendy and cool when, like, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and Rises, and all that, like, but it really fucks up if you are one of those alphabetical categorizing folks. It really, like, puts you in a quandary for how you put things on the shelf. But I'm just like, I just put the number in there. I like, just for the, the simple folk like me, like, just put the number in there.
Yeah,
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Even Nightmare on Elm Street's guilty. They get to 6 and 7. They're like, just take that number out of there. We don't really want to say how many of these we've done.
Friday the 13th is also guilty. It's just
But at least they got
Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, etc., etc.
They get the most credit, though, because at least they made it to fucking 8 before they decided to say, maybe we'll just start putting other words in there instead of numbers.
Scrap the Roman numerals. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that up to 8. Halloween probably the worst at that.
Yeah. When did they stop? I guess they stopped after 5, right? Because then
After
it's just
5,
Halloween Curse.
But it's weird because they're still saying Halloween 3 when Halloween 3 has nothing to do with anything previous or post. It's its own thing. So even calling it Halloween 3 is kind of a weird quandary. But
True.
yeah, you have up to 6, and then you have then they start doing the same thing of like. I feel like it's the trope of every franchise to eventually it's something resurrection.
The beginning, the resurrection.
Yeah, like it's always like you thought it was dead. It's back.
It's not. Something about this one feels different.
You, me, us, them.
Is there something I should know?
Something very familiar about all this. All right,
I love when he chokes on that apple. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, do you want to give the good folks out there in internet land a brief plot synopsis of Scream 5?
Wes Craven is dead.
Yeah, sadly.
So I feel like that's a cop out when they're like at the end credits are like for Wes and they're like
That whole
you're
Wes
just
part.
trying to make us not hate this in any way, shape, or form by putting that in there. But Wes Craven is gone. This is when the reins have been switched over to unknown hands. I didn't look to see who it was.
It doesn't
But,
matter. It doesn't matter what your name is.
But this is the whole, we're trying a requel idea storyline where they explain legacy characters are going to be in here, new characters are going to be in here, but it's the same formula set up as a retro style, but done with new age, wavy, the here and now type stuff, which, bringing in all, like, I'm sure some folks will be like, woke elements, but, and again, sidebar, when is being asleep a better option than woke? Look at the Elm Street series, man. It's better to be awake than asleep.
Somebody wake me up.
We had a nice varied cast of, different races, types, straight, gay. We have everybody under the sun is covered.
Who's gay?
Randy's niece,
Oh yeah, that's
sister's niece, the new Randy.
Oh, yeah. Lesbian. That's different. Because it's fun to watch. I'm just kidding.
Do you remember, like, in the weird, like, that weird spot in, like, the early 90s where they're like, gross? Like, there's lesbian sequence in Tank Girl, and dude's like, ugh.
I totally forget that she is a lesbian.
Yeah, she's making out with chick on the couch. She's like, I'm gonna drink a little bit, smoke a little bit, watch this movie, and maybe make a move on so and so over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what's good about this movie is it doesn't feel quote unquote woke. It doesn't feel really like shoehorned just so you're checking boxes. I mean, there are some movies where it's just super obvious and kind of pathetic, but you know what I mean? Like, just go ahead and follow the checklist from the boardroom. They want all this in the movie.
Kind of like the previous movie when he's like, you can't kill me, I'm gay. I mean, if it helps.
Does it help? Gone.
No, it doesn't help.
No. Not well in 5 and 6 maybe. Little plot armor. I think these movies kind of suffer for me of we have legacy cast members and we have new cast members, and we're very quickly falling right back into that trend of these people are safe. They're just safe. And
I never come across as safe. I come across as I just don't care about the new people genuinely as much as I did the first go around. Like when the group of kids come together in here, I was like, I know I'm not going to learn or care for at least half of you.
yeah.
Like the Wendy Peppercorn's son, Wes. I was like, Frosted Tips guy. I'm not going to remember his name.
But it's Wes, so it's easier. It's easy
sure.
to remember, yeah.
The girl who gets shot in the head towards the end, her and her boyfriend, which is the brother to the new Randy character.
Super jock, Chad.
Yeah, which both of them living, I was like, nah, he should have went.
That's
At
what I'm
least he
saying.
should
That's
have
why I
went.
said they're safe. These characters are safe. They just become another body in the
But
in the universe that just will not die, cannot die, because they're the.
I realize this though, during the sequence where we have our new Randy explaining what a requel is, where it's basically I'm paraphrasing, but am I right in saying that the story's gonna continue? We're gonna bring back something from the past. We got new characters, but we're bringing in legacy characters, so it's not a sequel, not a reboot. It's something else, but bringing in legacy characters to try to beef up these new characters, and then maybe get rid of one or two of these legacy characters, and then you want to follow these new characters. Is that that's Nightmare on Elm Street 3?
Yeah. See, that's correct. That's fine.
So this is sampling. This is not requel. Is not a new thing. It's being sold as a new thing. But I'm like, so this is just sampling the classics from like 1987, because this is literally what Elm Street 3 is bringing in new characters, using legacy characters, and killing a couple of these legacy characters.
Yeah, exactly. Verbatim. The only issue is we're playing it too safe on both sides of the net, I guess, right? Like, legacy characters, for the most part, safe. New characters that are in the core group, for the most part, safe. Like you said, Chad gets smoked. Should have died. Totally fine. And
yeah, I mean,
and you haven't watched
there's
6
a lot
yet.
There's a lot of underselling of injuries in this movie. Like, Gale is shot in the stomach again.
Again.
Nev Campbell is stabbed in the stomach, and both of them are just sitting outside of an ambulance at the end of the movie. They just, put a bandage over that shit. They're fine. They're like, no, she has a bullet in her stomach again, and she's just sitting on the end of the ambulance. Like, we get there whenever we get there. Like, she is really, really underselling the injuries that they have sustained.
Oh yeah, and there's like a throwaway ADR
Sam.
line. There's this throwaway ADR line that's like, your vitals look good. You're going to be okay. Like,
yeah,
from a nurse.
Let me run this metal
whatever.
detector over you.
Still in there.
Yeah, it's in there. Magnet. We need a magnet over here.
Just suck it right out.
And Sam has a stab wound that's been turned in her stomach, and she's just got a bandage over that shit. She's like,
oh yeah, no, that's not stopping
she's
the
fine.
bleeding. You're just going to bleed. Yeah. That's the whole point of them turning a blade, right? Is it won't stop bleeding.
I don't know.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. Like, if you
Rambo
stab in
probably
and
said something like that.
yeah, you got to put some gunpowder in
stab
there.
him, you turn it. There's no coming back from when you turn it.
Yeah, like starting a car.
I think it's like when you like that fancy way you eat spaghetti. Like when you stick your fork in, and you spin the fork, you get all the noodles around the fork. Like that. I feel like that's what it's doing. You like stick the knife in, and you spin it. You get the intestines wrapped around the blade, so then you can pull it out, and it's all big,
And then yeah, you're spilling bile inside the body, and they die.
Yeah, but no, he just put a bandage over that. Not even a bandage. It doesn't even look like a bandage. It looks like a pillowcase with tape over it.
That's all they had.
Yeah, and that's fine for the injury sustained in this. And speaking of injuries, we have, of our legacy characters, we have Dewey back again. And surprise, surprise, he is at odds with Gale Weathers again. They're separated again. And this is the mixed bag, because in 3 he had the limp.
Yeah.
2 and 3 he had the limp. 4 he's running.
Yes, sir.
Which I love the wife's explanation. Like, well, he's adrenaline. Adrenaline, you can overpower. I'm like, adrenaline make Dewey run fast.
Adrenaline fixes handicaps.
Yeah, and this one he says he still has the limp, but he still kind of doesn't when he's moving. He kind of does, but more or less he looks average.
He's just moving like a 50-something-year-old dude. Really.
Yeah, so it's the best of both worlds as far as his injuries go.
As far as injuries in the entire film go, we have to talk about the opener to this movie, because... Okay,
yeah, we've been on every movie, like, how's the opener handle? So
this, to me, I'm going to ask you, because you've only seen this twice now.
Yes.
This, to me, is the second best opener in the franchise. Only second to the first movie. It's close. It's intense. It does a lot of that meta, like, oh, I like the
I feel like
Babadook.
this should be, 2? Like, if we could have bypassed every movie and just went straight from Scream to Scream. Yeah, this is it's watered down from the original as far as impact goes, but it's definitely the best it's been since the first one.
Since 96, for sure.
Using speaky language of elevated horror, the type of cinema that's out now, the use of the locking the doors and unlocking them through your mobile device. That's all good. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
And this is Jenna Ortega's big debut to me. I know she's a huge thing now with Beetlejuice and Wednesday Addams and X or whatever, but here she was. I was like, she was just somebody else. But I thought she did a pretty good job of selling her pain and injuries, especially when she unhooks herself and from her IV, which I fucking always hate in every movie, and using her fucked up hand to wheel herself in that wheelchair. She gets a beating in this movie. She gets
her ass beat.
Which has to be Richie doing this, like stomping on her ankle, stabbing her through the hand, in the side. She's the only one that's really selling the injuries as they should be.
Yeah, because they put her in a hospital. Everybody else just deals with it. So that opener,
they put on their sunglasses, deal with it.
Yeah, these bruises are from football practice, but they really, really go hard in the paint at hurting her so that her sister will come to the hospital. And that's the only real issue I have with the opener is, man, you talk about playing something kind of like, that's dangerous. That's dangerous, in the words of Jeff Fahey. They're stabbing her a bunch of times. They're trying to murder her.
We have the cutaway for the death blow, which I want to know how that ends. Like, does he come like up to her eye with the knife and then goes, nah, and just leaves?
Kidding. Yeah, he had to have stabbed her in the chest or the stomach, somewhere, leaving her for dead, even though he would know that he wasn't going to kill her. But that's all, again, playing it all by chance of how long is it going to take EMS to get here? Are these injuries severe, like too severe, to keep you alive?
Yeah, he's a bowling alley worker. He's not in the medical field. He doesn't know anything about how to do this without hurting somebody, which is great. He gets that superficial forearm injury later on.
Oh, the I'm the killer forearm slash. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
No joke, when we saw this in theaters, because we had the theater all to ourselves, because we get that privilege every great once in a while when it's something I really, really want to see. And I like that actor, so because of The Boys. So I was like, yes, it's so cool that he's in this. And then he took that slash to the arm, and both Megan and I looked at each other and went, fuck, he's the killer. You just know as soon as they get slashed in the arm.
Well, shit, Dewey knows. As soon as they go to meet Dewey for the first time, he's like, it's him. Mm-hmm. Like,
dude, nailed it in one take, man.
Yeah. Even they bring that up later, and they're like, "Yeah, Dewey nailed it. He knew exactly who was going to be the killer in this."
T. Ryder Smith, Courtney Cox.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow. I'm not trying to body shame. I'm not trying to be that guy, but dude, her face looks like it's stretched over a skeleton. It's rough.
It's looking a bit, and I could definitely see, like, just, kind of go with it gradually. Like, you can see it in her hands when she's hugging Nev Campbell. I'm like, just, go with it.
Age. It's okay.
Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to look like this forever. Not even for that long. You should change. It's going to change. You're going to change. Just go with the change.
Yeah. Like Bridget Fonda.
Did Bridget Fonda go with the change? I don't know.
Have you don't know? Okay. So
I've not seen Bridget Fonda in a while.
And for you, if you were to just Google image Bridget Fonda now, she came under fire on a bunch of celebrity websites because there were pictures of her, and she's got gray hair and she's heavier now, and people were like, she's virtually unrecognizable. How could she let herself go? And you know how you can? Because you're comfortable with your life. You have accomplished what you need to accomplish, and now you're just living.
Oh yeah, she looks like an average soccer mom now.
Like a normal ass person. And
like she's been eating well off of the money she's made from movies.
Yeah, not getting Botox and getting your face stapled to the back of your head and all of these crazy things. And that's just
shows
Hollywood.
You can't win in Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood definitely wants you to stay young and thin and vital, I guess, vibrant as long as possible. And it's weird.
Very. So Dewey, looking nice and chiseled. I totally call BS that Richie or anyone else would be like this. Should I have to take this from rejected Sam Elliott over here. Like, nobody here should be speaking the way they do for high school students. Nobody even knows who Sam Elliott is, except Dewey in this group. Nobody will know who he is. Nobody.
You don't think Richie Tozier's a Tombstone fan?
It was made in 1992. No, that's it's like probably 10 years beyond his birth. So kids do not go back to watch old shit anymore. I really come to accept that.
Yeah, they do not.
None of them do.
Unless they see a snippet of it on a TikTok.
And then they did to see that clip. I don't think anyone's seeing a clip from anything and just going, I'm going to check out that entire movie. Like, no, that's not how things go anymore. That generation is that mode is for our generation, and it dies with us.
Their attention span and their time is too valuable. They have to swipe. They have to keep going. But what I was going to say is, you brought it up that Richie is a bowling alley patron, employee, whatever he is. He works for this bowling alley.
I don't know.
Sure, yeah. Because he does look a little older than everybody else because he's got the stubble and whatnot. So maybe he's like the 21, 22-year-old dude who's kind of hooking up with the fresh out of high school damaged
the rebel.
chick. Yeah. But in this day and age, because everything we do leaves a digital footprint, it does not matter with the whole cloning my cell phone or whatever malarkey you're going to try and pull.
Ooh, malarkey.
Yeah, ye old malarkey. That's an old person word for you young people out there. If he does not know medical things on where to stab, they have to do the research. So they're web MDing wounds and things of that nature. I suppose they could go super old school to avoid a digital trail and go to a library and look at a real book. But since they are younger people, they don't have the patience for that. So I believe that...
Or those books are flagged from 7, They got those... Certain books are flagged books.
How's this for culture? Deep cut.
So, I know you have an issue with the phantom of Billy Loomis in this movie.
It's not so much an issue, it's just
the
misused.
Look.
Well, also, he's 50, and they're trying to be like, remember when he was 17?
Yeah, they de-aged his face a bit, but it's like, it's a weird in the middle phase, but it bugs me that he's... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but he's looking like how he looked at the end of the Scream movie with the blood stains on him and everywhere.
Yep. That's my issue. And the only problem I have with that is that his daughter, air quotes,
his bastard child,
doesn't know that he looked like that unless she's looked at crime scene photos of the original Woodsboro massacre, which I suppose, but if you lived in Woodsboro, you might have looked those up because you were curious at some point in your life.
But something that's not in there that she does the knife cleaning.
Yes.
Shit.
So the issue for me mainly is that she has no idea his mannerisms, has no idea what he looked like when he died.
But they have a screen cap later on from the first movie.
Yeah.
That's like, I love that. That's right up there with like the publicity still of Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 4.
Yeah, holding the pumpkin, sitting on the damn stoop or whatever. But I just feel if anyone was going to have visions of Billy Loomis, it would be Sydney. That's why it's misused. To show that she is damaged, why she wrote a book, why she runs away, why, no matter what she's got a kid, she's got a husband, she's got a family.
Which I like that she apparently married the cop from 3. We never see, McDreamy again, but apparently they have 2 kids and she leaves to go back to Woodsboro and he's like, I'll just stay here with the kids, I guess. Yeah,
and is he a competent cop? Because when we get back to Woodsboro, Dewey has, lost his position as a police chief. Yeah, they made him retire.
Yeah, he retired. Judy
takes over.
Yeah, took over, which that was an argument between the wife and I. Like, did she want to bone Dewey? Or was she just trying to get his position?
Oh, trying to Maybe
like working her
blackmail
way, or just trying to butter up to the hierarchy, just so you could try to get that position when the day comes.
Well, Anthony Anderson was first in line, then he got stabbed in the face. So.
Well, then I was just like, well, how old is her son? Because her son looks 15, 16. I'm assuming at least 15,
They got to be
16.
They got to be 17.
So how old
I'm
was?
assuming.
So when did she have this kid in the previous movie then? Because I was like, how far back is the previous movie? Is that pre
10
or
years.
post? So she had to have at least a 3 or 5 year old then?
Yes.
Presumably.
But we don't no mention of it. So.
Yeah, she never acts like she has a family or a kid at home in the previous movie. She just is all of a sudden, man, I got a 16, 17 year old.
Well, she's also hiding in the shadows, red herring it up.
Yeah, she's awfully fucking weird in that last movie.
But
what a nice house they got, man. We got the Psycho inverse. We have, I don't know. It's weird to be like, is this hunky dude in the shower now? As opposed to we got Heather Graham and Stab taking the shower. Now we got the dude in the super nice house with the glass door shower.
The wicked clean shower, yeah.
Yeah, brings his phone into the shower, which I was like, okay. I mean, I've done that before, but I've usually just left it in my pocket, so I don't have any... I'm not just leaving it on vibrate on the counter, but... Again, that's just me, not a kid.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah. Speaking of old, though, so... They have to kill legacy characters. We've got to kill somebody. I feel like that's going to be if they do another Scream movie... In another Scream movie, they're going to eventually wipe out the rest of the legacy cast.
You would think so. But you haven't watched 7 yet, have you? Or 6 yet, I mean.
No, I've not watched 6 yet. So
you keep thinking.
Finally, Dewey gets killed.
Yes.
And originally when I see this for the first time, my reaction was pissed. Just because I like the high school chick overpowered and killed Dewey. You're telling me he couldn't overpower a child?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, you and I have had this conversation. So,
but then, after watching 4 movies previously in succession for this, now I was very accepting. I'm like, yeah, he gets his ass kicked by high schoolers every fucking movie. I was like, it's perfectly in line for him to finally get killed by one. The last movie he got his ass handed to him by a bedpan repeatedly. Yes. To where I almost thought, is he dead?
He's got 3 Stooges with the bedpan over there.
Is he Jared Leto in Fight Club, just down there with broken teeth and like swelled up eyes, and like someone get him to the hospital?
I wanted to destroy something beautiful, so
I
beat David Arquette with a bedpan.
Yeah, that's what it looked like though. So in this one we get the final death of Dewey. It hits, I guess, like it should.
Yeah.
Gale sells it pretty well. It's taken well. It's done very tastefully, I guess.
Yeah. It's called tact, you fuck rag.
Yeah. That's been the difference though, watching it the first and second time. I'm like, yeah, he gets his ass kicked every time. Finally his luck runs out from the butt end of the knife hitting him in the forehead and 2 movies back. His luck is up. And it's due because he's dodged so many bullets. Literally and figuratively.
I think it's the only choice for Scream 5, Scream 5, whatever. It's the only choice of legacy character to off, because Gale still gives us a little something of whether she's going to write another book, whether she's going to do some news stuff. She gives us a catalyst to further other movies, and Sydney is also like the anchor. So we're going to need to hang on to Sydney for a little bit more. Dewey essentially is the only disposable. He stayed in Woodsboro, so he is he's an anchor piece to all the previous films. But he can go, and it doesn't change much as far as...
I feel like Gale should have went on this one. Or, you could have taken Sydney on this one. And just put Dewey, not like mention him, but never show him. Have us think like, they just didn't get him back for this movie. And bring it back in a movie or 2 from now.
Yes, you could do that. So, but you are now officially accepting of Amber taking him out with 2 knives?
Yeah, just because I've seen him get his ass kicked for 4 movies straight from movie directors, high school students. Like, it falls in line now perfectly.
Jackie, Aunt Jackie.
Yeah, Aunt Jackie. Everybody, but without all that behind me in recent memory, I'd have been like, bullshit.
Right, which is how you went into the
Bullshit.
first one, or how
Yes.
you went into your first viewing. I got you.
Yes, because he should not be overpowered by a high school student.
I think it's tough.
It'd be like my kids overpowering me.
Yeah.
It's not.
So
It's not happening. It's not happening. They may get the drop on me, but they are not overpowering me. I'm not struggling against them with a knife in their hand. Like, oh, you're so strong.
I either A, have to be poisoned, or B, beat to death while I'm asleep for my kids
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take me out.
If I'm half asleep, or if I'm super drugged, then it might be a fair fight.
But I think the issue is when we're watching it, even as much as we know Dewey and we have grown with his character for so many movies, he is one of those people where when you look at Dewey, it's very hard to still not see David Arquette. And you and I know things of David Arquette. I know you don't think he's a great wrestler, but he is a wrestler, or can wrestle. So he has an athletic prowess, air quotes, to him that he can do some things, and he's tough. As a human being, David Arquette is a tough person. So it's hard sometimes to let go of that and be like, but Dewey isn't. Dewey's a punk bitch. And that's why, like you said, after you watch 4 movies or 5 movies, you can go, I get it now. He's so soft.
I think he's a goober.
Yeah.
In and out of the ring and on camera, so I just see he's a goober. He's trying to be. This is his most grizzled look he's ever had, and it kind of works for him. But he's still a goober in this movie. Like, well, you must be the killer, because that cut deep.
That one was for us.
100%. So, and I know it's always been a puzzle sometimes as to why these things happen. They even said in Scary Movie, like, did Scream have a plot? Did I Know What You Did Make Summer, like, did I Know What You Did Last Summer make any sense? Don't think so. What is the motive here again? Because they're angry at the toxic fan base and non-stellar sequels.
So they don't think that fandom is toxic. So they're mad at people who call fandom toxic because you love something.
Hold on, I gotta say it one more time just for amusement for me.
They don't believe that fandom is toxic. Right? You guys don't know the Halloween franchise.
You don't know fans of anything anywhere on the internet then.
Sounds a little bit like Halloween.
Sounds like everything to me. Tell me any, like, again, even when we're talking Halloween, tell me any movie trailer that's come out anytime in the last decade where people are like, yeah, that looks good, I'm happy.
It doesn't happen because everyone has a voice.
Everyone, yeah. And I love that we're epitomized in this movie with the YouTube scenes of, like, them bitching about the numbers on the sequel, and this movie is guilty of what they're bitching about.
Yeah. Also, that's James A. Janice from Dead Meat, who I don't like.
Oh, is that him?
Yes. So, I'm not a fan of that guy.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, that guy's a prick. But,
I don't know him, but I don't like him.
yeah, that is exactly how I am.
I think it's such a big Hollywood star. You're gonna make a movie? Fucking sell out.
So their motive is that they are super fans. They don't believe fandom is toxic, but what they want to do is course correct the Stab franchise, because after a certain point, the Stab movies stopped being about true events, and those are the best ones to Richie and Amber. So they want to give the Hollywood machine some material to make a good movie. So they're essentially rebooting the Stab franchise to be based off of true events. That's their whole motive, and they're going to get away with it, and blah, blah, blah.
How are they getting away with it again? Because they're blaming it all on Sydney?
They're pinning it on...
Or Sam?
Sam. They're pinning it on Sam.
Because how did they... And again, I'm looking back, I was like, how did they know that they're a blood relation there? I even had to go and put subtitles on to get the... So why'd they kill the dude from Nightmare Reboot and Smile that's hanging around the high school at clearly
Kyle
he's in
Gallner?
clearly in his mid-30s. Oh, he's the nephew of
Stu
the
Mocker.
sister of of Stu.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stu's sister's kid.
Yeah.
That is a stretch. That's a super throwaway character.
Oh, baby. It's time to slip into something a little more comfortable. It's time for the Brown Panty Award.
Let me say this. Brown Panty Award, if any, is going to Kyle Gallner, because shout out to my boy. For anyone who does not know Kyle Gallner, go back and look at any of these movies Evil just listed. The Elm Street reboot, Haunting in Connecticut. There are about 40 others.
Good.
Which one?
That one was good, The Haunting in Connecticut.
I like it. But he always has played a, shall we say, emo, sad,
and now
sad sack of a person.
Now he looks like the dude who runs Benny's World of Liquor from dusk till dawn.
And that's a nice character change for him, because he was always cast as kind of a softy.
Like he's really upset about something that happened 3 days ago.
Fighting off the tears for sure.
Yeah, like I haven't slept in at least 12 hours, and I'm upset about it.
I haven't slept for 3 days, because that'd be too long. But yeah, it's nice to see him, even though it's really a throwaway character.
He's a smarter, older guy, though. He's totally picking up high schoolers, which is its own level of like, ugh, he's the dude from Dazed and Confused. But I like when he's confronting the high school kid. Was it Chad? Is his name?
Yeah.
And then Chad's like, I'm ready to throw down, and he's old man smart. He's like, fuck that shit. I got a knife. I'll just stab you.
That's right. Because I'd kill you. Your fucking parents would sue me, and I don't care enough about you. Or whatever the line is, but
I ain't got time for this shit. I'm just gonna stab you and take your woman.
I'm gonna stab the bejesus out of you. Did you notice how many horror tattoos he has as well? He has like a Jason. He has a.
I saw the Jason one. I didn't see the other ones, but is that those? I'm assuming those are legitimate.
No.
No, they're not.
They're just movie tattoos.
That's weird.
So he's a horror fan, and he's Stu's
which never comes
relation.
up.
No, it doesn't. And that's the problem.
So why put the tattoos on them in there then?
Well, I mean, why kill Principal Hembry? Why kill whoever? They're just stuck in there, and then you can go, wow, they're related. Because that doesn't go anywhere. It's just like Scream 3, right? Oh, we're killing...
We get Red Right Hand again. That's the only reason I can think of we do that entire sequence.
And it's cool. Also, the way he gets stabbed is cool. We do a lot of neck
very
trauma.
Sudden. We get a ton of neck trauma in this movie. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
the Judy's kid gets a good slow motion stab to the neck, and I can't determine whether that's real or CG. It looks a bit of both.
The tip of the blade is CG for sure, but it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks okay.
There's nothing wrong with it, and I think in a franchise where you're really kind of stuck to that hunting knife, you have to do something other than chest stabs. Because we fell into that for 4 movies straight. A lot of just stab you in the chest, and
there's good stabbing in general in this one. Like even when Richie is stabbed by Sam,
he's crying like a little bitch.
That's pretty good. The only ridiculous part is when he still has something to say after he's been stabbed 28 times for one less, one more stab in him.
What
like you should,
ending?
Shut up.
Let me call some bullshit on. So you know how for anybody listening, Evil and I are massive fans of the movie Sidekicks We truly, truly love the movie Sidekicks.
I have no idea where you're going with this, but I
You
am
are
very
going to.
intrigued.
So, in the movie Sidekicks, Jonathan Brandis's imaginary best friend is Chuck Norris, who guides him through life lessons. And one of the most notable is the rope climbing sequence where you and I have theorized, so does he really know how to climb a rope? And this is his subconscious telling him, hey man, just wrap your foot around that fucker and climb it. Or is the spirit of Chuck Norris astral projecting and truly giving him advice? Where I'm going with this is at the end of Scream 5, the imaginary ghost spirit of Billy Loomis looks down to the ground and guides Sam to the hunting knife that she has no idea where it is.
It's a real do your own thing, do your thing, cuz kind of moment here.
She follows the eyes of her imaginary ghost dead dad down to the ground over to the knife that he is looking at.
Yeah.
So
And totally trying to turn Billy Loomis babyface and like kill people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they really are turning him into a babyface. That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm really curious if that's going to continue in the next movie. I don't know. I know everyone else knows but me, but I'm like, is the continuation of the babyface turn for Billy Loomis going to continue in Scream 6?
It is. We refer to it as the rock and sock connection.
Jesus. That's not 25 years old now.
That's a super, super deep cut.
And that cuts deep. You must be the killer.
So let me bring this up about the finale, because this is a thing that we are now privy to because of another franchise that is loosely tied to the Scream franchise, the Halloween franchise. Halloween Kills gave us a very, very cool opener. No matter how nonsensical it is, it's super cool to get transported back to 1978, to see the house, to go in the house, to live in Haddonfield 1978 again. It's very nostalgic, feels good. It's a nice feeling. How do you feel now that we are back to 232 Turner Lane or whatever it is? We're back to Stu Macher's house. How do you think they did?
You know, I'll give it to them. When they do that pan out shot where like you're in Stu Macher's house and they do that weird camera angle zooming out of the front door, I felt like, oh, I'm in the winter of 1996 all over again.
Nice.
For a minute. It's short-lived. It's a short high, but I got high.
Yeah. It feels good. It feels good to feel that again.
Feels smaller though. Doesn't feel as big as it used to. Like when they pan out, the house looks a bit smaller than it used to.
I think the reason of that is they only built the bottom story of the house. So when they pan out, that above the porch all the way to the roof is all CG. It's all added in because they're in a sound stage for one. So the hills and everything, that all gets set extended at the end of the movie when we do all the reporters are here talking and yada yada.
Yeah, our new Gail Weathers is in her bright colored suit doing the investigation. We just need the fat tub of lard ass cameraman again.
I know you're about 20 pounds overweight, but
which I was like, damn, that's just 20 pounds. Like that does. I feel maybe it's trying to make it right in my own mind. I'm like, 20's not that bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ash says that in Evil Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead, like 10, all right, 20 pounds overweight, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not 10s, they 20s, but I keep it clean though.
Keep my belly button clean.
Yep.
But I think that's the only real issue, and it does have kind of a weird size factor to it when you do that pull out, and there's something not quite right about it. It's nice to be there, but it does feel a bit off. Whereas in Halloween Kills, I really feel like we're at that house, Lambkin Lane or whatever it is.
It feels bigger there, but question for you for this house.
Okay.
Are they going to demolish it after the second massacre has happened there now? Because you think after the first time where several kids have been killed on the property, they'd be like, let's just demolish this house and start anew, or do something else with it.
Hell
now they've
no.
had two massacres on this thing.
No way, because, okay, so no matter what, Amber is dead. She got burnt up and shot up.
Which this was her year for being set on fire. 2 movies in a row where she has been set on fire. This
The
and Once
fucking
Upon a
hippies
Time in
aren't-
Hollywood. Yeah, the goddamn hippies. Flamethrower still works. It's a funny thing. Hippies aren't
fists-
doing well.
14 Fists of McCluskey? That very one. Yep, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the one right there. That is the funniest shit, is her being set on fire again.
But the point is, that's her parents' house, because that's what she says.
Yeah.
They moved into that house, and then once she found out whose house it was, that's when she became a weird serial killery super fan.
Yeah, and then found Richie on the Reddit subreddit for Stab.
Dread it, they call it. They can't call it Reddit because it's
Reddit dread.
You know.
Yeah, don't want to drag Reddit's name through the mud. They're not dirty at all. They're clean now.
So I think that girl's parents they're still going to own that house.
Where are any parents in this? We have no parents. Judy is the only one that's technically a parent, and we never see Sam and Jenny Ortega's parents at all. We hear about a phone call they had off screen.
That's it. Yeah. Well, it's like Tina's mom in
But even there, we got Tina's mom's boyfriend,
we did get to see her at the beginning, yeah.
which is like a lot like Stu's sister's nephew.
You mean to tell me we're reaching? Are we reaching just a little bit?
For 5 movies and a whodunit every time, we were reaching 4 movies ago.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm pretty sure I told you this right after I got out of the theater seeing this, and I still kind of feel the same way. This is as close as we're going to get to the lightning in the bottle that was Scream 1996. Is it lightning in a bottle? No. Is it fun? Yes. Is it better than previous entries? Yes. But it's still very much like a 2020 overly
2022.
meta. It's too screamy. It's you know,
Which is
it's-
weird to be like, it's Scream. It should be too screamy. It's a bit too much of its own franchise. I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, and that's where by the time we got to 3, at least 3 felt like a complete parody of Scream. This doesn't feel like a parody. This feels like it just makes you want to. All of them make you want to watch the first one, but this one is
Feels like they're trying to. They're again, like DreamWorks, they're trying to expand the universe a bit
yeah.
by adding new things like a phantom ghost, bloodlines, history, new characters, and legacy characters. It's really the Dream Warriors of this series, but I don't know if it'll have the Dream Warrior staying power.
It won't. I'll tell you that right now. I also feel like
I'm kind of curious. I want to show this to like a 12 to 15-year-old and be like, "What do you think about this?" Which is funny because the 14-year-old walked through while we were watching it, and wife's like, "Get out of here! You don't need to be seeing this." I'm like, why? She's seen Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, this is way soft. It's fine. So,
But she's like, she won't know the story. I'm like, I don't know if this generation cares about that kind of thing anymore, dear. They'll just watch it to watch it. I don't think they need the story.
They don't.
Even if they did, they'd probably still be confused. And she was in the hallway being like, yeah.
So I think the only way to truly enjoy this movie, in my opinion, is it has to be a double feature, and you watch Scream 1, and then you back to back it with Scream 5. It's the only way, because Scream 1 will accentuate everything that they're trying to give you in Scream 5, and that makes it palatable, where you go, okay, it's refreshing that we're here in Woodsboro, we're back to Stu Macher's house, whatever. But standalone wise, just like the other Scream movies, it's pretty forgettable.
I feel like it's the slasher version of Saw.
Yeah,
Not
that's a
good,
good comparison.
when you separate them.
Yeah, you kind of have to spend like a full weekend just living in Tobin
Woodsboro.
Bell's world. Yeah, and in Woodsboro for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to compare it there, because they're good They're okay individually, but they're better if you lump them in a big group setting.
You got to
'Cause
give them
when
some
there's
legs to
time-
stand on, yeah.
Yeah, when there's time in between, you have time to forget shit. There's just something not there.
And that's why, to me, if you watch 1 and 5 back to back, it's fine. You don't necessarily need to know that Judy was in Scream 4. You don't need to know anything.
Randy's sister was in 3 for reasons we still don't know, but she's back here in this one now.
Yeah, we don't need to know that. We don't care. It's tied enough to the OG source material to make it work. And that's all you need. But when you get done with Scream 5, you go, man, Scream 1 sure was good. I mean, Scream 5 is good, but it's like not Scream 1 good. And they're
Which
trying.
I think is what I said when I got done watching it. The wife's like, "Hey, what'd you think?" I'm like, best sequel of them so far.
It's fine is about
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's 3.5
fine.
stars.
It's not bad. Like when you get done with Scream 3, you go, that was bad. When you get done with Scream 4, it's rough. Scream 2 is I'm not a great big fan of Scream 2, but when you get done with Scream 5, you go, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah,
I don't really have
I'm
any
not leaving
major complaints, you know?
I'm not leaving that movie going.
I wasted an hour and 53 minutes of my life.
No. Okay, I take it back. That was my first reaction when she asked what I thought. I was like, it didn't need to be almost 2 hours.
It's got a pretty bloated runtime. That is one thing.
It's extensive. And again, it's weird to be like, give me just a clean, short 90 minutes. But I think this franchise needs 90-minute entries. 2 hours? I don't know. You run the risk of losing people.
Well, and here's the big gripe with that is it's a fucking slasher movie, right? It's not a Tarantino movie. We are not getting super nuanced characters who have miles and miles of backstory that we want to hear. They're not even that interesting of characters where you're like...
Do you think that's tied into just ticket prices, though? Like, do you think people are expecting 2 hours just because you're dropping at least $20 just on your own to get into the theater anymore? Like, do you feel like the studios are having to do 2-hour movies just to, balance out the price of things?
That could be. Probably, because people aren't going to the theater as often as they used to.
I don't know anyone going to the theater anymore. Anybody.
I go every great once in a while, but it's really got to pull me. And I think
Trying to think the last new movie I saw in the theater.
Scream 6.
No, not for me.
That was mine. Scream 6.
Yeah, for you. I was like, I keep going back to Halloween, but that was 2018.
Halloween Ends I saw. Was that after Scream 6?
Yes.
Okay, then Halloween Ends was the last time. Maybe Megan.
Maybe.
I saw Megan in theaters.
I damn near went to see The Iron Claw, but then I didn't. So, not a horror movie, but horrible in its own way. An A24 movie.
You're like, I thought about it, and that's as far as I got, but I almost went.
Pretty much. That's what I feel is the definition of elevated horror. When he's like, elevated horror? You're like, yeah, A24 films. I'll be doing one soon.
It's a little fancy pants, isn't it? Again, Roger Jackson, phenomenal voice.
I love his. He does really well at opening the movie, being like, Charlie, I'm with the group. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
And Charlie,
like, he's taking a different route than usual. He's not immediately going into, you'll be the last thing. I'll be the last thing you see before you die. I'm gonna stab your neck until I feel bone.
yeah,
Weak
and
ass shit. But
Charlie is the name of the Culkin brother that was the killer in 4.
I like that. I like the use of the Carpenter name. Like, we're still doing that a little bit of bringing those elements in. Those are nice when they're done a bit, not excessively. What movie is it that where everybody has a director name?
Oh God,
feel like
so
we've
many
covered
of them. every cheap horror movie ever does that. I wanted to bring this up before we wrap up everything. There's one sequence, and you brought it up when we're talking about Wes getting killed, the shower sequence. and then the knife stab to the neck.
Yes.
They're phenomenal. But
Yes.
what makes that scene so awesome, and I think also makes
Ooh.
it really, really makes it's doing something for horror, is what I'm trying to say in this particular instance, is we're so programmed for the old nothing something.
I brought that up, and during that scene, I was like, "Ooh, I feel this is the nothing something. Oh, it's the nothing something."
Yeah, so we get like a triple or a quadruple.
It's at least
fake out.
5.
Yeah, and that is nice. It really subverts your expectations. The only thing that I wish that would be in the final cut is when Ghostface is officially there, I don't need the swelling of the music. I feel like if you play, because every time he opens a drawer or whatever, they do a stab to try and kind of get you to jump.
Yeah.
I feel like you take all the music out of that and you just make that ambience of feet, doors opening, birds outside chirping, wind.
It's
and
all
you just,
like Halloween.
yeah, let the atmosphere take over, especially since that's a daytime horror scene, they are also very tough to pull off. And we get 2 deaths in daytime horror. Judy's death, you and I both are kind of on the fence about that. Like, man, she got stabbed right in her front yard in broad daylight. No
in the
one's
suburbs.
Yeah, got me walking through this confusing ass suburb, and no one sees it, so that's an issue. That's not scary that he steps out off the porch and stabs her. Okay, but Wes getting killed, it's pretty intense. With all that nothing somethings.
True. I was gonna say, what do you think of when Amber comes out faking that she's been stabbed? And I was totally expecting her just to get platooned right then and there on the porch. When they're like, I don't buy it. She sounds like bullshit. Like, let's just kill her anyway. You know, Sydney's got a bloodlust. She's killed. She's her body counts up to 6 now.
Yeah, she's like a dog that's bitten someone. She's just like, I'm gonna bite again.
You have a gun. You're like, I'm Sidney fucking Prescott. I haven't killed anybody in a few years. I'm itching for murder, man.
I got a fucking minigun.
Like, I haven't killed someone in so long. Tell me there's another Ghostface killer in Woodsboro. I'm on the way now. I can't wait to kill somebody again.
2 machetes, like.
Yeah, they need a suiting up montage, commando style for her.
Oh, that would be perfect. Just a bunch of crazy things. Brass knuckles, little throwing knives, ninja stars, smoke bombs and shit.
Still the chain around her neck from Scream 2, from Vern's college letters.
Takes it off, wraps it around her knuckles. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. Now we're really... McDreamy's just standing in the doorway being like, I thought you loved me. No, I loved you later.
Yeah, her doing the faking thing, it's fine. The
wife kept calling her a Nazi. I don't know why. She's like, that Nazi bitch. I'm like, she's not a Nazi. Although she works for Manson in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood movie, but not. She just has a Nazi face. I don't like her. So I just, every time I see her now, aside from her being set on fire every time I see her,
it's because she got killed by the Nazi killing flamethrower.
Maybe that's Italian. I don't know, but she's like, that Nazi bitch. So now I just keep thinking, that Nazi bitch. She does a really good, like, bitch character. She never looks part of the crew. She looks like she'd be a good Parker Posey if they did Days of Confused remake style.
Do it. Yeah, I like her. I don't have an issue with her or that sequence. The only part of that sequence I don't like, really, is how quick we are to put a bullet in Gale Weathers. I
laughed at that because it's like, she got shot in the stomach again?
It plays perfectly like the first Scream. You know, she looked dead, man. Still does. Because they just shoot her in the stomach and then go on with their plan. They don't go outside and put a bullet in her. One's enough. One to the stomach's enough. She'll suffer for like 3 days and bleed out.
How do you feel about the reveal of Amber being the killer when she just shoots Chad's girlfriend in the forehead?
That was kind of forced a little, kind of quick.
Yeah, I felt like it's good for shock value, but I felt it was underwhelming. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even a bit too soon. A little bit.
Oh yeah, it is just a hair too soon. We need to hang on just a smidge longer, and that's, you haven't seen the next one yet, so we got to talk as soon as you watch Scream 6. Here's, with these two movies, what I feel is this movie does the killer reveal too quick. It's like, I'm the killer too, real quick fight, we're dead, into the movie. Scream 6 to me is like peeling off a 6-foot-long Band-Aid, where you're like, we're the killers, we're the killer, here's why we're the killer, let's chase you around and tell you more about why we're the killer. Now we're gonna have a fight, because we're the killers. Do you remember that we're the killer? Like, it's so long. It's like 40 minutes of we're the killer. And there's got to be a happy medium. Scream 5 is like 3 minutes of we're the killer, and Scream 6 is like 40 minutes of it. Can we get 15? Can we get a good solid 15 minutes finale? And you know, meet somewhere in the middle, because this one's way too fast.
I'm kind of curious now when we get there, because it's it's about all you can do with the whodunit, really, is the timing.
Yeah. It's got to land, or it's...
6 movies in, they're like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 40 minutes. Just vary it up. I'm like, I guess that's about all you can do suspense-wise.
Pretty much.
Because I don't have any anymore. Of like,
yeah.
I know eventually it'll be, oh, it's you. I feel you can only do that once. And maybe that's another big component there, than like we have a character that is throughout 6 movies now that is not played by different people. But I mean, it's the whole whodunit, like it's going to be somebody in the core group. It's not going to be out of blue somebody that we've never, like a Pamela Voorhees type scenario.
Yeah.
It's never going to be that.
Oh, it's you. What are you doing out in this mess?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is definitely the crux of the franchise for you and me both, is the reveal can only really get you that one good time, and that's why that first movie's so perfect.
I remember you being super excited when the trailers were out and we got to see the clip of the ghost face with the chrome mask with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
And
I
really wish we would have gotten that in this movie for real.
His ninja weapons and his flamethrower.
Which is what I've been wanting. I want someone to have different weapons, different styles, different everything. Do it. Just do it. You can do it. It's a different person. He didn't know how to do everything that the first guy did. Or the second. Or third. Fourth, fifth, or sixth.
It's the only Asian guy in your group, because he knows ninja shit. He's trying to do the Ghostface voice. It's all broken English. Oh, Harashine. They're like, quit it, Chan. We know it's you.
Jesus. Now we're definitely like a MacGruber skit. Like, hand me that Asian pen. I mean the yellow pen. I'm a racist. MacGruber.
Good Lord. Do you have anything else?
I have nothing else. Before you even jump in to ask, I have nothing else. So it's entirely up to you if there's any other bits that you want to do of this movie.
I got nothing. Holy shit, it's Ghostface.
Then the standard. Where would you go next? Your task, Scream 6. Where the fuck do you go now? Where would you take Scream 6 if you were given the blank check?
Maybe New York. Maybe they just changed the name of Woodsboro so people can forget what the tragedy that's happened there.
You know, that sounds like a good part 6.
Or 3D, perhaps. Inside the jail cell mind of Stu Macher.
Yeah, when is that shit happening? Is that ever going to happen?
I don't know, man. He was busy doing Five Nights at Freddy.
Your opinion, do you think that's ever going to happen? Because I by this point, I'm thinking no.
Dude, if it was 7 movies in, just fucking call it. Time of death, whatever. Scream 6, we're done. I don't know, man. I don't know what you do. I really don't. I'm fine with it ending right there. It does have kind of a nice, hey, am I going to be okay eventually?
Yeah, that's a good ending line. That's good.
You know, It kind of sends everybody off into the sunset with their minor chest wounds of gunshots and knife stabs and whatever.
Mm-hmm. You can recover from anything with a t-shirt and a duct tape roll.
Yeah, and plus we get the ending shot of the house. It just feels final. It feels nice. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good wrap-up.
Yeah. Remember this from the first movie? We're back
done.
here. Yeah, we're done. Calling it a day. Tapping out.
Yeah. Well, I guess we don't be doing a movie next week because that's in theory that's the end of this series. We're done. There is no Scream 6. Franchise completed, right?
Sure.
Wrong.
Wrong. You can't do that. Wrong.
No, we can do that. And we can move on to the Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
Maisie Shea. June 1st, 2023. 1 star. Y'all did West dirty.
Shout out to Maisie Shea.
October 2nd, 2022. Steven says 1 star. Oh well. They got the meta concept. They got the meta concept down. Sure. Hype. Trick. It was a trick. Went in hearing it was good. It's not. Also, not the only reason why this movie stunk. But this movie also consists of tight shots, in which most movies for teens do now to save money. They do those shots now to save money. Oh well.
All right.
Okay, I don't get the
Shoot
last
it
bit.
a tight shot so they can make it a vertical video on TikTok and YouTube
Doug.
and whatnot.
Doug Hunter. April 13th, 2023. 1 star. Don't like. Not suitable.
He's out there hunting Dougs.
Or he is Doug the Hunter. He's like, Doug Hunter. Could be just his name, Doug Hunter. But I like your thing. Is like he's out there hunting Dougs.
Yeah. Then
He's killing everyone named Doug. I know people named Doug. I'm Doug.
I'm
Andrew.
next.
January 27, 2023. 1 star. Horrid. It was broken.
What?
Horrid. It was broken.
Oh, so we got a broken disc?
He doesn't specify. It could be broken story, broken concept. Broken disc, broken stream.
He's a broken man.
He's Doug. MC.
Yo,
January 20th, 2022. 1 star. Terrible. Saw this movie yesterday at the theater.
I had to run to Amazon and say it was terrible.
Avoid. At all costs.
Wow. It's not Scream 4.
I like that she saw it in the theater and she's like, Amazon's going to pay for this.
Yeah, not even go to the theaters, like, forum.
Yeah.
Straight to
Or anywhere,
Amazon.
IMDb even, you know. Nope, Amazon. I got to bitch to somebody. Amazon, get over here, goddammit.
This will stop potential consumers from consuming.
Dinner's cold, bitch, and he slap the shit out of you. Jay Green, March 19th, 2022, 1 star. The franchise is dead. Couple of good kill scenes, but that's about it. Predictable movie, bad acting. This was a love letter to Wes Craven. Well, you fell short by a mile.
Return to sender. Ba-dum-butch.
Oh shit, that would have been better. That you need to write that one. And to round out the 1 stars, Joshua Turabitis.
At the
Joshua
diabetes.
Turabitis, like diabetes, Terabitis. April 3rd, 2022, 1 star. Piece of turd. This thing sucks. Sydney has 5 minutes screen time. No thanks. Wes Craven, roll in his grave.
Are you telling him to or suggesting?
I know it's like Sydney has 5 minutes screen time. Period. Line. No thanks. Period. Line. Wes Craven rolls in his grave. Period.
All right. No arguments about Sydney only being in it for 5 minutes, but you get what you can afford, fool.
Is she that expensive, or does she just not want to do it?
I think she's expensive because I think I saw an interview because they were going to do Scream 7, and then that whole thing happened with Jenna Ortega and the other girl where they bowed out or whatever. And then Neve Campbell had an interview that said, you know, if the directors want to do the right thing, they could get me, and I would come back. And I assume what the right thing means is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So, but I think the whole script has to be scrapped and everything because the director left the project also once the two leads left.
Which is interesting. I'm curious what is going on with that story. Because she's coming actually to a convention to me near where I'm at, so I wonder how expensive she's going to be.
Neve?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
It's a big reunion. Neve,
Jamie
Henry
Kennedy.
Winkler, Jamie Kennedy, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard.
That's next weekend.
I think one or two other people from different Scream movies. There's a good 5-6 people coming for a big screen like reunion photo ops here.
Nice. Yeah, I think
Sure.
Dylan is going. So by the time this comes out, Dylan will have already gone.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go so I could just get Jamie
And
Kennedy.
I'll be angry because he probably didn't come to visit me while he was in town. Literally could have stopped by and he didn't. And he sucks. He's killed me twice, and now he's avoiding me because he knows his number is being called. He doesn't want to. He's Hulk Hogan, man. He's afraid of showing up here. And I'm going to roll him up for a 3 count.
Push him down the stairs.
I will pin you. I will get my win back. God damn it! I'm coming for you, Weeks.
I will rule you.
And you won't see it coming.
Is that the end of the 1-star reviews, Evil?
Oh yeah, piece of turd that's the best way to that's the bow on the package of Scream 2022. I guess that's how you'll have to put it in the listings on the podcast is Scream 2022, Scream 5. It's the next one.
Piece of turd.
Piece of turd.
I like when
Scream a
anyone
turd.
uses the word turd because sometimes when I don't like a person, I refer to them as a turd. So
turd feels like a very 10-year-old
exactly
insult, and it's nice when it has a good sting to it when an adult uses it sparingly.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but when you use it just in a good right, like turd, I feel like it can cut so much harder than you piece of shit, you dickweed, all that like those are like that's just standard adult insult stuff.
Booger lips.
A turd. You're like, oh.
That word just feels like it stinks.
And it smells like it smells like it stinks, but it feels like you slapped them as a child. Like you went back in time to them at 10 years old and went, "Hey,
you turd."
You're a turd.
Well, now that we're done with the Amazon 1-star reviews, Evil, and my throat's all scratchy. What does that mean?
Well, let's play the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. Are you telling me I'm caught in the middle of fan fucking fiction?
Yes, you are. And you're probably gonna die. But that's right, it's time to play the game. And if you're new here, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself, where you gotta pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. So since we're covering Scream 5, aka Scream 2022, you can't have the mask, you can't have the robe, you can't have the buck knife, because those are all low-hanging fruit. So pick something weird, pick something different, pick a goddamn deep cut, and let us know On the comments on the podcast?
Or the voice changer. I'm going to
Yeah,
throw
the
that in
voice
there too, which I don't know how that voice changer works. Even better now.
It's 2022, baby.
Yeah.
Super
So
clean.
that's technology we still don't have. Maybe another decade or so we'll have the ability to press a button on our neck and do a different voice entirely. Or, mask that shit behind a door in a hospital so you can't hear me behind the door.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Because that's how audio works. But, yeah, let us know wherever you find us. Patreon, Discord, YouTube, Facebook, the comments
Email.
on this podcast, email, wherever. We have started to get some comments on the podcast on Spotify, which is nice. So let us know.
Really?
Yes.
I have to read some of them. I've never looked at the Spotify comments. I check occasionally. I use Podbean, and I've never seen a comment other than my own.
Spotify has comments on Scream 1. So we are starting to
Really?
get some comments in there. So yeah, let us know. Because we greatly appreciate it, and it becomes a topic of discussion for Evil and I when we are not on the air. It makes our lives more fun, makes our lives better when you participate, so please do so. All right, Evil, I think I'll go first. I kind of have a sneaky suspicion that you and I are going to end up with the same prop.
I super doubt it.
So, without further ado, I have two just in case.
You will not pick the same thing I did. I oddly have confidence and guarantee you will not pick the same thing I did.
Okay, so my number one pick is the flamethrower from the fake trailer.
Yes. Good choice.
Because it's a flamethrower.
Another a flamethrower and the same character in the same movie. We should put those two things together and add Quentin Tarantino for the next one.
Yes, please. Okay, so my number two
Yes.
kind of goes with the flamethrower, but not really. The jar of hand sanitizer. Because that's very COVID-y.
I just want to be pure.
Kind of oddly fits with the time, a giant jug of hand sanitizer in your kitchen.
Yeah, that was probably like a like a flub. Like they did. Like, do we remove the hand sanitizer for the crew? No, it's still in the shot. Fuck it, it's 2022. Everyone has this now.
Yeah.
I remember when that shit was uber expensive on Amazon and all that. Like trying to buy masks and hand sanitizer was through the roof.
Oh god, yeah, you were getting in fist fights over hand sanitizer and like
Toilet
Lysol
paper.
and toilet paper.
Which we bought bidets, so we're like,
Yeah,
fuck
we
you,
live
we don't
live
need
in 3022.
yeah, we have the voice changer from Scream and toilets.
We live in the future. Old man.
Yeah, I had all the confidence in the world you would not pick the same thing I picked for this one, because it started the discussion of how rich is Judy in this house. And honestly, I don't know how I got to the topic of the price of the house. Maybe it's 3 stories, but it was, when Wes is opening the freezer.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
I was like, they got Choco Tacos in there. As of this time recording, they have not been brought back yet. So I would love a Choco Taco again. So Give me the Choco Taco from the freezer in Wes's fridge. They have 4. Not 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of like not Breyers. It was, I can't remember the brand name, but 4 like pints of ice cream in the door.
Say. They have,
like, these are living high on the hog, folks. With Choco Tacos, holy shit, that shit would not last a day in this house.
They
4
do have
pints of ice cream.
Plethora of ice cream. It's
So much
egregious.
ice cream.
It's
And she's like, I'm gonna go pick up sushi for dinner. Like, what the fuck, man?
she got that sheriff money.
Yeah, I was like, I got Dewey's job finally. We can eat on these paper plates every night and then just throw them away.
Throw them in the neighbor's yard.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, Choco Tacos. I used to get those from the gas station all the time. I would die for a Choco Taco again.
Delicious.
So
It's hilarious that you want ice cream. Of all the props in this, you're like, I'll take the ice cream.
Like, you know what? Give me a Choco Taco. Like, it's
So
delicious, and it's from Scream 5.
So another prop that I think would be cool, because it was nice to see that there were more obviously they weren't filmed back when, like in Scream 2 when we were showing stab scenes, or even Scream 4, but seeing the Randy scene from Stab made me say, oh, my other prop could be the copy of Stab that they have on Blu-ray or DVD.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like that plaque they have, the Randy Reed
In
Memorial.
Memoriam.
Yeah, in memoriam home theater, like plaque.
That's such a shoehorned hodgepodge thing that annoys me. Like,
I thought it was cute. If I had I was gonna say, if I had a secondary prop option, if by pure happenstance you were taking my Choco Tacos, or if that's not good enough for you, we'll take the I would take Dewey's quick loader.
oh, nice.
Because we're like, that's cool. Like, he's got a 6-shooter, like, just slide that in real quick.
That is badass.
That's cool. You can't. Even Dewey looks cool doing that. David Arquette looks super cool loading that 6-shooter.
I want to bring this up because you are the only. I don't really necessarily have a sibling. I have some step siblings, but I know you're not. Maybe not like the. I don't know. You don't love your sibling as much as say like this whole Randy thing. You know what I mean?
My half sibling is not getting a plaque.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm like, so, like, how much? Like, let's say your sibling was really big into 80s hair metal or something, and your sibling passes away. Are you gonna like set like get a big picture of your sibling next to your stereo and put like, this is my sibling's memoriam radio station or music jam session station? Like, it just feels
Who even
like
has a
not
stereo
realistic
anymore?
Yeah, it just doesn't feel. Yeah, you're just gonna go on Spotify. Thank you. Or
put it
YouTube.
next to my PR speaker.
Yeah, it just feels weird to me. But I don't have.
It's weirdly. I went with it. I liked it. It was just a plaque that's on like on the mantle, because like it's the home theater, so it's not like a
real theater.
That's where I'd been like, it's fucked up. Like, if they dedicated the entire like theater to it, like the local Woodsboro theaters, the Randy Reed 12 theater experience. Like, that's where I'd be like, that's a bridge too far. But like, just a little plaque you made for watching movies at home, I can go with that. I mean, I can see that. That's not too over the top of just a plaque of like, yeah, he liked watching movies, so when we're feeling like we miss him, we'll just sit here and watch movies too. So it's like he's still with. I mean, I do that kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I do too, but I just don't have a shrine.
I don't have a picture and a plaque, but I also I don't have plaque money.
Yeah, and let's be real, the town of Woodsboro, maybe they could do like a I don't know, renovations to the. They could do like renovations to the theater, and then they could have a placard and donate it, or say like, dedicated to the victims of the Woods. It wouldn't be specifically Randy. Let's be real. If it's just Randy, he'd be lucky enough to get a park bench. Because you know how that you always see like a park bench.
I see a million
like
of those. Yeah.
Eleanor and Dave Sheridan's park
Dave
bench.
Sheridan.
Yeah, in memoriam, whatever.
He's dead.
No. But yeah, like that's the kind of thing that small towns do, is like, this light pole is in memoriam of
this light will shine, this eternal flame for Randy Reed.
Yeah, just stupid crap like that.
Did you blow out Randy's flame?
No, I might have.
I'm lighting farts off Randy's eternal flame.
That's a National Lampoon Senior Trip reference. Deep cut.
Yeah, I dare you to deep cut that anywhere else. No, I could see like a road, maybe.
Or Meek's Road, yeah.
Meek Manor. Or that thing you see kind of all the time on the side of the highway, just a random cross and flowers set up. Like,
I hate that, dude. That freaks me out because I'm like,
someone died here.
Like literally right here.
And
it's
I
not like
could be
where
next.
you've been taken and buried. This is where your car flipped and your head got crushed. Yeah, sure, I want to see some balloons and a stuffed animal out here just getting all weathered and cans of PBR all over. Like, that's just weird. It's just weird. It's
a big grandma's boy of like, did she die in the bed? No, she rolled the bed and died right here on the floor. Ew. You've got to be fucking shitting me.
Well, that kind of ties back into Scream 3 with the ghosts of Sydney. Sydney's mom, I mean. But,
oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know how we shouldn't be really surprised by the fact that we have a ghost in this movie, because it's not the first time we've had a ghost coming in.
That's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Remember
so I'm excited
Scream,
for what you
remember
think
Scream 3? Let's bring it back for 5. I'm
taking it back. I'm really excited after you watch this next one. We have got to be in constant contact. I need it.
Well, my plan is next week, so this time next week, before recording, I'll be like, all right, I can finally get it off my plate, because every week the wife's like, we watching the next one yet? This is her series. Like, we watching the next one yet? I'm like, no, not till the day before recording. That's when I'll watch it, so it's the freshest it can be in my mind's eye, and I can have it, like, because I don't want to watch it and, like, sit on it for, like, 5 days, and then then
tough.
go back. It's like, just do it the next day, so I'm fresh. So
as fresh as can be,
yeah. So she's gonna be probably a little bit sad. She's like, "You're not gonna watch these sequels again, probably, are you?" I'm like, I might.
Maybe in a year or so.
I might have been in the mood to rewatch them.
But I suppose, man, on that note, we should probably get going, because after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
Can we go to a different hospital?
We tune in late